Oklahoma weather can dish out some of the worst punishment in the world. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Tuttle. But now you can fight back by installing Class 4 impact-resistant shingles from Ferguson Roof Systems. These shingles can withstand large hail, heavy rain, and hurricane-force winds, all while keeping your home safe and dry. And the best part, this upgrade is completely free for many homeowners. So call today to start reaping the benefits these Class 4 shingles bring, including a discount on home insurance. Only at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
Hey everyone, meteorologist Tuttle back with you. It is just about 9:30 here on a Friday night, so thanks for joining me. You come to the right place here at AT's Weather. So we're going to talk about your upcoming weekend, what you can expect for your Super Bowl Sunday, and the latest on next week's storm system. As we talked about, was it Wednesday? What day is today? Today's Friday. So Wednesday we talked about the storm system coming our way, which may produce some severe weather and also some more winter weather across Oklahoma. So we're going to take a look at the update on that and see where that lies. And probably another update here. I don't know if we'll do it tomorrow night. We'll see kind of how I feel, you know. And then definitely as we head into the next week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, make sure you join me live right around 9:30 every night. That's when the latest computer model data comes in. I can take a look at it. And then we'll do sometimes some Facebook Lives during lunch if I'm available. So that's usually how I kind of work the schedule for the newbies here. Guys on YouTube, I see you checking in, so good to see you. As always, Jim's in the house from Mustang and Scorpio. All right, keep those cap locks off. No yelling tonight. On Facebook, I'm going to post the link in if you want to get notified when I do go live through your instant messenger. If you are missing my notifications, in other words, Facebook is not telling you when I go live or it tells you too late, etc. You can hit this link and that'll get you taken care of directly from me. And guys, checking in for Twitter, appreciate you watching as well. All right, so let's see. First things first, what I want to do, well, bring to your attention, it's not bad. You know, we had a really nice day today. Lots of 60s out there across the state. I mean, just gorgeous weather for this time of the year. Cold front did come in, though, so we've had a north wind since the lunchtime hour that has pressed through central Oklahoma, and that continues to move southward. So it's going to bring in some colder air tonight. So that will affect your Saturday. So if you don't be misled thinking tomorrow is just like today, because it will not be. And we'll even probably start off with a little bit of snow. So let's talk about that first. Let's just lead the way with some snow. So we are going to get some snowfall here overnight tonight out across the Oklahoma Panhandle and the Texas Panhandle. You do see some sprinkles showing up here along the I-40 corridor. So the atmosphere here does have a little bit of moisture with it, but if we look at where that moisture is confined, it is roughly between 10,000 feet, a little bit lower maybe in some cases, up to about 20,000 feet in this little band. And we do have some omega, these little red lines, contours. This is lift in the atmosphere. So we are going to squeeze out some snow. Now the problem with this is, as we head into the daybreak hours, where we live, which is down here at the bottom of the graph, the surface, right? You go up about 5,000 feet here, and what do you see? Bone dry. We have no humidity, no moisture, no nothing. So which means is all this stuff that generates up here just gets wasted. It comes down south, it evaporates on its way down. So at the most, you will see is a few flurries or sprinkles as that little system moves by tonight into early tomorrow morning. So that's kind of how we're going to start off our Saturday, and it gets colder from there. Matter of fact, I'll just jump ahead and we'll show you temperatures since I'm talking about it. We'll go through here time. Watching the morning hours, we're 31 degrees, 20s in Oklahoma City, and we actually drop a couple more degrees late morning. Then we start to rebound in the afternoon, right about freezing at lunchtime in the afternoon. We're probably rebounding about 41, maybe 42 degrees here in Oklahoma City, 38 in Tulsa. So a cold day. Sunday morning, we're going to be back into the some 20s and 30s, but as we head into the afternoon for Sunday, here we go. And we're back into the 40s and 50s. So we get a little colder in northeast Oklahoma for your Super Bowl Sunday. A lot better out in southwest Oklahoma. Now there is a wind component with this, so wind chill values will be a little cold for your Saturday. Here's wind chill values into the teens out there across the state. As we head into the afternoon, that'll slack off, so the winds will die down. Of course, the temperatures will also warm up, so we won't be as bad in the afternoons. Keep that in mind on both Saturday and Sunday mornings. Wind chill values probably be in the teens in many areas. So you want to bundle up, but the afternoons do rebound at least a little bit regarding that. Now, let's jump ahead to Wednesday of next week. All right, so this is the forecast map for Wednesday, and it does show a little bit of instability working back in from the Gulf of Mexico. It's this little light gray shading here. It's called Cape values, and they're moving right up the I-35 corridor and points to the west a little bit, with some decent shear in the atmosphere. And if we notice with time, it gets a little deep here in southern Oklahoma as we head into the evening hours on Wednesday of next week, and then Thursday starts to move off to the south and east. So what happens is you pretty much track the deeper moisture and instability with this and the best shear, and you look for any potential for trouble. And we talked about the day, some of the models do favor a potential for tornadic type thunderstorms, which I don't talk about tornadoes beyond 48 hours, but the only point really to show you this is that don't be surprised to see some severe weather returning for Wednesday afternoon, even though I know what the calendar says today is February 11th. This is just a heads up so that nobody's under a rock, and then I will detail the exact specifics of what we can expect and when as we get closer to the event. But the Weather Service is also highlighting this here across central Oklahoma, parts out to the west. They'll probably have to extend this line, probably maybe toward Clinton and this region. A lot of times the models will get too excited and start the severe weather threat too far to the east, and they'll backtrack it to the west as we get closer. It all depends on the timing of the upper system. Tulsa also with some overnight showers and storms, so maybe some strong to severe weather as well. So we'll be watching for that over the next couple of days. All right, so what's going to cause all this? Well, we'll go to the jet stream, shall we? Upper levels of atmosphere. Got this little system right here is what comes through tomorrow morning. That's what's squeezing out a little bit of that moisture for us. Cloud cover and a few sprinkles and passing snow flurries. Otherwise, as we head into the end of this track, and I'm going to switch to this run to go a little bit longer in time, because that one ended too short on me. So let's do this here. All right, let that load up. All right, so what happens is this little low comes in off the Nevada region, and it comes spinning across Arizona on into New Mexico for Wednesday afternoon. Kind of opens up a little bit into a trough axis type look to it. And what we have here, all this energy is moving into the state. So this is our storm maker, which a 1-2 punch, one for severe weather, and the next one for winter weather. Now, if we look right here, focus your attention. I know it's hard to see on a big map here. If I were to, let me zoom in, matter of fact, that way you can see a little bit better. So we don't have to pretend, we can actually visualize. Because some of you might be watching this on your tiny phones. I don't want you to have to squint in HD on a 4-inch screen. So let's get you zoomed in. Okay, you see this right here? This is what I like to see. You see this little circle? All right, baby. That's a closed upper low. Now, this is the winter part of the storm. And just so you know, if you want snow, you want to be near the vicinity of this upper low. And right now, the models take this upper low right across Oklahoma City to the north and east with the heavy snow that wraps out typically right around the immediate track and on the back end. So kind of in this sweet spot here of the path of the upper low. So if you were to do that, that means the sweet spot's like this, the sweet spot's like this, you get the idea, right? Right on the track. So it's very crucial to know exactly where the track is of this upper low, because that's who gets dumped on when it comes to snow. And I'm going to show you the details of what that looks like here in just a second. So first things first, let's get to the output of the precipitation. And I stopped it here on Wednesday afternoon just to highlight the fact that probably some severe weather out here across western Oklahoma, other showers and storms across the east. The actual front is doing something like this at this point in time. So it's being held up for a little bit until the system starts to come out, and that'll eventually then drag this front down to the south, and that upper low will come across on top of it, producing some nice snow. So we'll get the showers and storms Wednesday evening, and then look what happens on Thursday morning as that upper low starts to kick out and the cold air filters in. You get the wintry mix, which is the ice and freezing rain and sleet, changing over to snow back behind it. And you can see that extends from central northern Oklahoma on into Kansas, Missouri, a little bit of wintry mix along the leading edge with that. Nothing down in Texas with this particular storm system at this point in time. Now, if you do look at the snowfall output, just for fun, just to show you where the models are kind of placing the storm track, let's say. Heavy track right across northwestern half of the state, right along the I-44 corridor, on into Kansas and Missouri. That's the European model, which, by the way, as of now, I'm leaning toward being the ideal solution. The Canadian model, I don't know what it did today. It did some drugs, and the output from the upper levels looked ridiculous. So I just completely ignore this because this is associated with that upper level map, and I don't like the jet stream pattern that it presented. So I just said throwing that out. So we'll go to the American model, and it kind of has the same idea as the European, which is a nice heavy track, but it shifts it more into Kansas. But it does dump some serious snow, 20 to 30 inches. I mean, that's ridiculous. And these type of outlying totals have been in the data off and on for the last couple of days. So you ignore this signal at your own peril. You can laugh it off and make fun of it, but it's only Friday, and we're talking about something that's a week away. So that's why you don't want to get specific, but you do want to pay attention. All right, here's a look at the rainfall amounts of the storm. Oh, this is the huge highlight, because we're in a drought situation right now, which typically happens in the wintertime, so it's not unusual, but we definitely need the rain. The Europeans got anywhere from 1 to 2 inches here over central parts of the state, maybe a little bit higher up north and east, and higher down south and east, and eastern Oklahoma looking good. The only exception, once you get out to the panhandle of Oklahoma. Now, the Canadian we're going to ignore, because that's just stupid. The American model, similar to the European, but it's going to take about half an inch off the totals or so here in central Oklahoma, but keep it good amounts 1 to 2 out here in eastern Oklahoma. So a similar idea. And if you were to blend the models and just smooth it all out, higher in the east, lower in the west, with a ½ inch out west, about an inch central, and then about 1 to 2 once you get pretty far east. So the good news is we got some rainfall coming. Now, I know there's a theory around here for Valentine's Day is the last day to put down your pre-emergent, so that would probably be pretty good timing to do that if you want to control your springtime weeds. How does that look when we zoom in? So let's go ahead with time, and I want to show you a couple things here, the European highlights. And this will change both in the amount and the track. So again, this is a signal we're going to watch, but it does show you some ice accumulations, which again can cause some power outages if it's about 1/4 inch or more. Right now it's on the lower end of that, but it will definitely cause some road problems. So that's one output that we're watching carefully. Let's see here. Let's do this as well. We'll go with the snow, just to kind of show you where it thinks, as of this run today, which will change 10 different times between now and Wednesday and Thursday. But right now, just to show you, it's got some heavy snows possible in this storm system. It hugs that I-44 corridor. My goodness, look at that. I mean, a lot of our storm systems do that. It's so weird. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's too early, but we'll see. At least that's on the page, right? It's on the docket. Now, how confident is the European that something like this is going to happen? We show you the ensemble runs, which is the different panels. You nudge the model different directions, and you see what the output shows. And a lot of these panels, you will notice different runs. You get the rain and you get the snow on the back end. So it's not like it's disagreeing with itself. It's just the question is the placement and then the kind of the timing of that kind of stuff. Let's see. Let's go to Thursday. Let's see. What's Wednesday afternoon? There's Thursday night. Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Here's rolling on through. So you can see a lot of these panels here for Thursday mornings when it really has the strong signal. Now, if you want to look at what that looks like in another position, so I show you this a lot. This is the 50 panels, which are all here on the left. These other model panels go all 1 through 50 different runs. Each one of these has an output. Now, if you remember in the last, let's say my blog on Sunday, I showed you this and only had a couple, right? But I told you it was a signal to watch. Then we did a live on Wednesday. They had what, maybe 8, I think it was, or 9 models had indicated maybe a little bit of snow. Now look at it. It's got over half of them indicating snow. Now what we watch from here is to see more of these blanks fill in, which means more of the model deviations come more into alignment with snow. And then we start to see how the totals go up, because there are some stronger totals in here and then there's some weaker totals. So we'll have to wait and see how that kind of averages out. But this right here is a good signal if you're a snow lover. Okay, so let's see the German model. I wanted to look at this, see if it's come in yet. Is it? Yes, it did. Okay, good. So I'm going to zoom in, because that view's a little big. Okay, so it's got the heavy rainfall signal for Wednesday night and Thursday. It's got the front up here, the north comes in, looks like here. The heavy rain, central and eastern Oklahoma. Let's see here on the snow. It brings in that heavy snow on the backside, northwest Oklahoma to western Oklahoma, the panhandle of Texas. as we head into Thursday morning. And that snow continues, and oh my goodness, look at that line. It is not budging. It's just north of Tulsa to just north of Oklahoma City to Canadian County back to Lawton. So that's its fine line. So it's almost on the I-44 corridor. It's just a little north and west, but that's where the position for that is. So you can see, and then it finally does give in and transfers that snow on over, which is good to see. That does that probably because just a slight track in the upper low, maybe, and maybe even a slight different look to it. So if I come in here and I look, yeah, it's a slightly different look. It's more of it's a decaying open wave versus that little closed low we saw in the European. So it should have lighter amounts snow with this. We'll see here in a second. But that's how that look is. So you can see how just little deviations in the look of the path can change both the output, location, and amount. So in this example here, it but much more conservative because of that change in the jet stream energy look to it. It's only 1 to 2 inches, maybe 3 here across the northern counties, northeast Oklahoma, so quite a bit different. But then with the heavy snows in Missouri onward, but the same kind of idea. Roughly along the I-44 corridor, points to the north and west for snow. So that's the Icon model, that's the German model. All right, with all that said and done, let's see, we already did the temperatures earlier, so the rest of your forecast looks like this. Again, pretty chilly for your Saturday, so bundle up, going to be outdoors, and then Sunday, a nice rebound later in the afternoon. Here in central and western Oklahoma, might see some 50s here in Oklahoma City, otherwise colder, 40s once you get east of I-35, but still not terrible. Then Monday, pick of the litter, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Remember, a lot of moisture works in here, and then we look for that front to come in Wednesday night, falling temperatures for Thursday morning, and then we look for the snow to come in for Thursday morning. And then, of course, it'll be cold on Friday and usually much colder if we get a good snowpack around here. And then the models do try to warm it up pretty quickly after that because it's just a taste of the shallow Arctic air and cold air that comes in here. It's not a full-blown system like sometimes we do see. All right, so that's everything I had for you in about 15 minutes. That wasn't too bad for your Friday night. Let me look at a couple of your comments, and then we shall turn you loose. Let's see. All right, here on YouTube, real quick. I like the fact you guys converse with Jody. Keep her and Larry busy. You guys are on your own comments over there. Pretty funny. All right, let me go back to Facebook here. By the way, thank you for the stars. I see many of you sent some tonight. So Ron, I see you in the house, and Bruce, appreciate you. Debbie says, are we getting snow north of Tulsa? Yes, you should be getting snow. My boy Rich is watching. Good to see you, man. Let's see. We're going to ignore because that's just stupid, Catherine. You're right. It is. I can show you that just so you see them. You know what? I'll show you that. So hang tight about 30 seconds here. And I'm going to show you what I think is stupid. Andrea's in the house, 100 stars. Thank you, Andrea. Same thing for Darla. Appreciate you. Jason's ready for more snow. Kimberly, come on now. Get on board. Get on the AT train. We want some snow back in here in Oklahoma. I also want some more rain, though. Craig's in the house, 200 stars from Lawton, checking in. Thanks, sir. Probably, headaches can be caused by a variety of things. I'm no doctor, but you might look into that. Amy from Durant's in the house. Good to see you. Thanks, Gary. Angela for some stars. Thank you very much. And let's see. I can go up a little bit more, and that's about it. Okay. So let's show you what I think is ridiculous. This is a meteorology talk, right? So let me go back to this map. And then I'm going to put this back on the national. Okay. Let's do this here. Okay, so earlier we looked at the European. So this is what I want to show you what the European does, okay? So this is our upper level low. You're going to watch it do something like this and then come across. Pretty intact. All right. So now I'm going to show you what the Canadian did this morning. And I'll tell you why. It's just ridiculous. All right, so this thing comes in. So far, so good. Comes in like an upper low. But then look where the thing is going, man. It's going to Mexico. And then, look what it does. So let me go back here. Remember? Nice and strong here. starts to come around like this, and then watch what happens. Here we go too. Let's see, there's Wednesday midday, there's Wednesday afternoon. You get this other energy that splits and comes in off the Rockies, which comes across our area. And this thing down here just dies. I mean, it's dead. And the one out to the west then kind of takes its place out here. But this is just a really horrible pattern. This is just terrible. It gives us hardly anything. Hardly any rain. Definitely no significant snow. This is just pathetic. And but as it's so opposite from all the other models that I just said, off with its head. I'm not gonna go with it. I'm gonna ignore that one. So there you go. So that's what I thought was ridiculous. So just so you know. And then I'm gonna do the American model here. This is the new run that came in. Let me look at the midday run first. I'm gonna see how it compares with the European. Just for my own entertainment purposes, you talk amongst yourselves, and I'll tell you if there's anything worthwhile. All right, so this is the midday run. Similar look to the European, closed low, but it's out over the panhandle of Texas. And then moves into northwest Oklahoma. Now remember, huge difference in the track. So if the GFS says the low is here, but the European says the low is here, remember what I told you. The snow loves this section. Snow loves this section. That's a huge difference. That's a bust. That's a feast or a famine. Depending on what you want. I want snow, so this would be a bust for me. I would not want this at all, because that would get all the big snows up north and west of Oklahoma City on into places that get snow all the time. Kansas, come on, you guys get snow all the time. You don't even have to work for it. We have to work for it. Whatever reason you cross that border, is difficult. Then of course, my friends in Texas are like, what are you talking about, AT? It's an act of God to get it to snow down here. And you're right, I know. I grew up there. So I remember it well. To get a snowflake, man, it was something. So, yeah, I understand. But all right, so that's the midday run. And then the evening run is just now coming in, and it's going to take a minute, and it's not going to finish by the time we sign off here. So, unfortunately, it's going to come in pretty quick, but not that fast, because I pretty much run out of things to say. By the way, Kim, I see you sent me some 500 stars tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Chad Bradley in the house with 99 stars. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday, brother. All right, let me see here. Rain, snow tonight and rain, thanks you're forecasting Quebec. Oh, Stefan, you bet. So Stefan is my Canadian brother. So I have a lot of Canadian connections here that I would have ironically never thought I would ever have anything to do with Canada. And yet I marry a Canadian. And so I am now well versed in all things Canada. And it's really funny because they're very similar to us in a lot of things. They basically adopted most of our culture anyway in our restaurants. I mean, you go up like in Winnipeg, it's just like Oklahoma City. You almost can tell the difference. The lay of the land and everything else. So a lot of similarities than what we have here. And Stefano's over there in Quebec, which is southeast Canada, and he's a snow lover. So he's always sending me videos of the snow, making me jealous, which, upsets me immensely. But I got to send him our 7-inch snow with our 15-inch drifts. So I got to send it right back at him and say, hey, every now and then we'll get a good snow. So he loved it. But anyway, so I think that's going to be it for me. The American model won't finish in time, and I got to eat, man. I haven't eaten yet since 4, if you don't count the protein shake I had. So, by the way, let me do this here real quick, because I really am going to sign off. I say that all the time. I really mean it this time. All right, let me do this. So the reason why I bring that up, so if you go to my website, aarontuttle.com, I made a little change. If you go to the weather data tab and you look down the drop down, you had earlier Oklahoma road conditions. I have now changed that to multi-state road condition because I've added Kansas, Texas, and Arkansas. So, because I know you guys watch me from those states as well. So if you look into that, you want to know how things are going, click that tab during a winter storm and you will see exactly what you have to deal with. And if you go way over to the right, there is an AT store tab. Now, if you're on your phone, you just drop down to the bottom. But if you look down here, you will see my fat loss guide. And that's the reason why I brought up the fact that I had a protein shake today, because I'm back on my own fat loss guide for spring. So I usually kind of relax over the winter time and enjoy myself for the holidays for food. And so if you want to get back into shape, almost even in the contest shape like I can get into, follow my diet guide. Here's the link. It's on my website, aarontuttleweather.com. You can buy it directly from there. It's just $24, and I will show you how to rapidly transform your physique in record time, just a few weeks. Believe it or not, it can happen very fast. So check that out. And I occasionally put posts on Facebook about it where I just type the word diet and I send it to you through your instant messenger. But you can also go on the website and get it that way as well. And that way, if you're looking to get into better health and drop weight really fast, because remember, COVID has done a number on all of us, both mentally, emotionally, physically, just blah, right? And everything that went along with it. Like lockdown, so only place you can eat is fast food and you get it delivered. But you can't go to the gym, stuff like that. Oklahoma hadn't been so bad, but other places have been a lot worse, so it's caused the excessive pounds to kind of go up, right? Plus with the cortisol dumps from the depression and the just bleakness, that all causes a fat gain. So it really messes up your hormones. So check out the guide if you're interested, and I'll help you undo all that really fast, and that way get you back on track. So you gotta maintain your health, especially as you get older. I'm 48, and my goal is to always run circles around the 20-year-olds. So I'm not gonna stop. So of course sometimes it's getting a little easy to do that, which I don't know what that tells me, but anyway. So yeah, if you want to get in shape, hit that on my website, aarontuttleweather.com, and go to the AT store tab. All right, that is it for me. You guys have been great tonight. Thanks again for your patronage, for being a fan subscriber, both on YouTube, Facebook, Patreon, any other means I've got listed on this description of this video. So all your support does help, and I do appreciate that. And we'll be back again soon to fill you in on how the storm looks for next week. So that's it. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend as well. Stay warm and enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. Take care.